अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हायवदन परब्रह्मणे नमः सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. So we are starting the 13th lecture now. So as I had indicated, I will be talking about Sri Madhvacharya on the second chapter, the final aspects, that is the Sthita Prajna area. I'm going to show my screen. Let me see if I can share it here. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
How about now?
No, you're still not seeing. We are only seeing you.
Hold on a second. Share.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. Now you can see?
Yeah, we can. Thank you.
Okay, good. You can see me or you can see the screen?
I can see the screen, the first slide, lecture number 13.
Okay, fine. Now, I will put it on slideshow mode. Tell me if you can see it. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can still see.
Okay. Now let's start. This is the lecture 13, Madhvacharya on Sthita Prajna. Before getting to the concept of Sthita Prajna, I'm going to just talk about a little bit about the Nishkama Karma in the Madhvacharya. So Nishkama Karma is very important for the Dvaitins, just like the other systems of thought too, because Nishkama Karma is not that different in any other systems of thought too. So even little bit of Nishkama Karma is very valuable. Why? In the Madhva it is mentioned that good things, if you do it without any interest in the fruits of action, then eventually later in the later births, family, that is being born in a good family, is guaranteed. As Lord Krishna had said, Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. So once this person is born in a good family, he will get the right environment and he can continue his karma yoga, upasana, and all those things. So that is why doing desireless actions are very important. In this process, I want to just let you know a little one thing mentioned by the, it's not exactly in this place, but in a couple of other places in the Madhva Bhashya, this is mentioned. This is an interesting thing. As all of you know, or many of you know, in the Kathopanishad, there is a conversation between Yama and Nachiketa. Nachiketa is a young boy who somehow ends up in Yamaloka, that is in Yamaloka. And because he waits there for 3 days, Yama comes and apologizes that a Brahmana is waiting for 3 days in front of Yamaloka and then he has not been treated well. So Yama says he will give 3 bones, and Nachiketa asks for 3 bones, and Nachiketa is really interested in knowing what happens to a person after death. What is the true nature of achieving the highest goal? These are some kind of questions he had in mind. But Yama never gave him the answer immediately. He said, oh no, I will give you lots of wealth. You will become you can choose any kind of wealth you want. Kamanam kama bhajan karomi. The thing is, I'll make you you just think of a desire, it will work. Music, women, ownership of even, you can become like Indra or something. You can go to heaven, all over the place. Whatever you want, you can do. This is what Yama says to Nachiketa. But Nachiketa never gave up. Nanyam varam Nachiketa vrinite, he says. That is, I will not ask for any other boon other than what happens to one after death. This is important information I'm asking for. One question comes up as, why did Yama test Nachiketa so much? It's an important aspect. Why does he have to test this person so much? Because, see, people have a natural desire for sense objects. And if the desire for sense objects is very high, such a person will never understand spiritual knowledge. So even if somebody is told about spiritual knowledge, if that person's sense gratifications, interest in sensual objects is so powerful, such a person will fail to understand the knowledge. So there's no point in telling that such a person. Hence, testing somebody properly before giving spiritual knowledge is very important. This was a very unique way Madhvacharya deals with, and followers of Madhvacharya deal with this. As it was interesting to know, and I just thought to let you know, just as a additional fact, nothing directly related to this this particular second chapter. Coming back to the second chapter, Madhvacharya says the goal of Nishkama Karma, the other effects of it, other good effects of it could be any kind of good, good effect, getting something good in life, maybe even Swarga, whatever. They're all contained in attaining Paramatman. So one who attains Paramatman will get the effect of all the other good things you want. So you don't have to ask for other things, but only ask for, without any expectation, do karmas, and that will get you Paramatma. And this is similar to the verse, right? The Yava anartha udhapane sarvata sampratodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. That is, what advantage a small lake or a small well can give a person who needs some basic needs. Similarly, all the effects of all such good, the fruits of all things you can get in small lakes or wells will be available in a large reservoir of water. That is like Paramatman. Once a person reaches Paramatman, he will have all the benefits he wants in life. See, in this second chapter, Madhvacharya puts a lot of importance in attaining Shri Vishnu. Madhvacharya wrote a book called Vishnu Tattva Viranaya. That means Vishnu is the highest, according to Madhvacharya. So attaining Vishnu is the highest. Hari is the only refuge for everyone, according to Madhvacharya. And it's important to know that for those who consider themselves inseparable from the Lord, that is, that they are one with Lord, this Lord is completely separate from all his attributes, and he is the pristine and most unique entity in the universe. So if you think that you are inseparable from the Lord, you yourself will become Lord, that is a very big problem, and they will go to the world of darkness. So there is no peace for people who think that they will become Lord. So this is a very big difference between Madhva Bhashya and Shankara Bhashya. In Shankara Bhashya, directly says you are that person. You do not have to worry. You are no other person other than that Brahman, is what Shankara Bhashya says. But Madhva Bhashya says it is a big sin to even think like this. So those who see separation in Shri Vishnu and his attributes, so Vishnu and his attributes and his leelas and his avatars, and so whether he is in the Rama avatara or is in Krishna avatara or different avatars of Lord Hari like Narasimha, you should not find any difference in those avatars. All his divine play, all his avatars, his attributes are all one and the same. So you should not find any difference there. At the same time, you should not meditate on Vishnu as I am that Vishnu. So if you do any of these sins, like finding differences between his attributes and his leelas, or meditating on Maha-Vishnu, that you yourself are Maha-Vishnu, are all going to result in Naraka or hell for the person who does it. And this is explained in the Naradiya Purana. It's गुणभेदविदां विष्णोः भेदा भेदविदामपि देहकर्मादिषु तथा प्रादुर्भवादिकेऽपि वा स्वोद्रिक्तानां तदीयानां निन्दां कुर्वन्ति येऽपि च. You should also not insult or offend the followers of Vishnu. Even that is a big sin. Sarveshamapi chaitesham gatiresha nasamchaha iti naradiye. So in the Naradiya Purana, it is explained like this. So Madhvacharya says that you have to keep Mahavishnu in biggest esteem and then act accordingly in life. So that's what I mentioned here is, they call, if somebody says Aham Brahmasmi or I am Brahman, this is wrong, and it is Mithya Dhyana. Mithya Dhyana means ineffective, useless upasana, and that will have sinful effects. So the eligibility of a Jeeva is only to do Nishkama Karma. That is the best way one person can do anything. I think this is understood. What are the examples of Nishkama Karma? Madhvacharya says Hanuman's service to Lord Rama is taken as a very good example of Nishkama Karma. He did not, he was Ramadhuta, that means he was a messenger of Rama, he was a servant of Rama. He did not think that, oh, okay, Rama is helping us, so I'm just going to do some work. So it is not like how we work for a work company saying there are 8 hours of work I done and I'm going to get out of here, that's about it, I don't care what happens. That kind of an attitude should not be there. Is the Lord pleased with me? Ishvaro me tishatu. Let Lord Harshi Hari be pleased with me. Pravardhatam bhaktiralam kshane kshane is said by Hanuman. Let the bhakti or devotion of mine increase every moment to Lord Rama. That's what Hanuman says. So there's a very, very selfless bhakti which Madhvacharya suggests. So the Nishkama Karma also changes as one progresses spiritually. So as a person goes from being an ordinary person to a pure being, and then he attains asamprajnata samadhi. Asamprajnata samadhi is one level of high level of samadhi where he doesn't understand external world, but mainly he is absorbed in the object of meditation, that is Maha-Vishnu, according to Madhvacharya. And he has direct conversation, sight of the Lord, like how Shuka Maharshi had sight of Parabrahman all the time. So this is, so even for such Shuka Maharshi and other people, actions are enjoined. They will do certain kind of actions that may be different from the type of actions we do. So the yajnas, that is yajnas and other kind of karmas suggested in the Shastras changes as one progresses in spiritually, according to Madhvacharya. So it is very important to understand what gives peace, according to Madhvacharya. Vishayanstu parityajya rame sthiti matastataha. I think Devat Bhavati Vai Tushtir Nanyatatu Kadachana. I don't know whether the sentence is right or wrong. I could not correct I could not check the origin. So the meaning here means renouncing the attachments. The one who abides in the Lord, who thinks about the Lord, is provided satisfaction by God, not by any other manner. Tushtir Nanyathatu Kadachana, that is, the peace comes to a person only when the Lord is pleased, when one gives up material desires and worships Lord. Only when that happens, a person can get peace. This is mentioned in the Narayana Kalpa. Sarvakama Nivrittiste Janato Nakatanchana. So this is in Tatparya Nirnaya. Madhvacharya explains. Even renunciation of all desires is not really the right thing. He says that because there is something known as, even for the highest beings, like say, for example, Shiva fought with Sri Hari once. It seems in some Puranas. So in certain places, a meditator can get offline and he may do small mistakes here and there. One who is not in the Brahmic experience, he could lose his equanimity. So Sarva Kama Nivritti, that means all giving up of all kamas is sort of impossible according to Madhvacharya. But it will come in the course of time. In the Sthita Prajna Atmanyev Atmanatushtaha Sthita Prajna Tadochyate, it says, right? What is that Atmanyev Atmana? Usually the other Acharya say Atmani means from Manasa, using from the mind. If you're happy only with the self, that is the meaning given by Ramanujacharya and also Shankaracharya. Here Atmanyev Atmanatushtaha means by the grace of Lord Vishnu and being happy only in Lord Vishnu. So you yourself cannot probably focus on Vishnu, but only by the grace of Lord, which is common to other acharyas too. And here, because the self is taken as Brahman himself in the Madhva Bhashya, anything refers to the Jeeva in the Sthita Prajna area always refers to Brahman or Lord Vishnu. That should be kept in mind. So the peace of mind comes only by Vishnu, Nanyatha. Atmani Vishnuna. Atmani Vishnuna means from only by Vishnu's prasada or blessings one can get peace. So according to Madhvacharya, kamas are of two kinds. The kamas are desires which come in the mind, which is manogata kama. The kamas which are natural to a jiva, which is an integral part of the jiva, that is known as Swarupa Bhuta Kama. And the Swarupa Bhuta Kama can exist even in the moksha. Suppose somebody gets... So the nature of moksha for Madhvacharya is different. The nature of moksha is being in service to the Lord in a particular loka, in Vishnu loka, or in Rama loka, or in Krishna loka, or in, Goloka. Doing service to Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Hayagriva, or Narasimha, any the avatars of Vishnu. It seems that there are lokas for all these avatars. So based on the bhakti of each person, doing service there is moksha, according to Madhvacharya, the eternal service to the Lord. And there is always difference between the person who offers service and Lord Sri Hari. In this, even in such moksha, sa yadi pitrloka kamo bhavati sankalpadeva asya pitras samuttishtanti is said in the Upanishads. If somebody in moksha thinks about, oh, I need to see my pitras, immediately the pitras comes. Just by his wishes, just by thinking about it, his pitra will come directly and stand in front of him. So such desires still exist in the jiva. So what Madhvacharya says is, there is nothing called you will become one with the Lord. You will eventually be purer and purer and understand the truth of life, that Lord Sri Hari is most important person for you. And you constantly pray and meditate and offer services to Lord Sri Hari, visualizing, directly seeing him in the Vaikuntha Lokas. So the natural kama is attraction between Ishvara and Jeeva, or Lord Krishna or Vishnu and Jeeva. This is the natural kama. Even according to, say, Goda Devi of Shri Vaishnava literature, the Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Andal also says, Mattanam Kamangal Matero Rebhavai. We have desires towards material matter. Please change the desires so that we only desire yourself, Lord Krishna, is the prayer of Andal. This is This has some similarity to Shri Vaishnava way of looking karma also. But so Atma Kamaha. So the thing is, yes, karma has, we have talked about this even while discussing the chapter from the Ramanujacharya perspective. Apta Kamaha, Atma Kamaha. Atma Kamaha means desire of attaining Atman. So the thing is, desire could be, spiritual desire is also allowable. And whether we take it as Swarupa Bhuta Kama or something, I'm not sure whether such a distinction is there in Ramanuja Bhashya. I need to check that properly. So the another point Madhvacharya makes it very clear is Vishya Dhyana can lead to Naraka. Suppose somebody is interested in only external sense objects. What happens? Slowly the sense objects conquer the mind. They take control of our mind and possess our mind, right? We get possessed from those sensual experiences. Because of that, what can happen? Slowly, you're giving your freedom away and you'll be pulled into Naraka. This will end up into, so sense pleasures are not simple. They can lead you and push you to Naraka is what Madhvacharya reminds us. And a good example is given here. Due to fear of robbers, what do? We put our money in a bank or a safe deposit. Similarly, one should put their minds on Lord Vishnu so that our minds are safe and our minds are not robbed away by the sensual pleasures and we don't go to hell. So this is very important. So meditation and worship of Lord Sri Hari is very important, the way Madhvacharya puts it, which is not very different in other systems of thought too. This is pretty much a common view, but the stress given by Madhvacharya is pretty intense here. So Yukta Asita Matparaha is given in the Sthita Prajna verses, right? So to avoid the power of senses to take control of you and to win over the mind, you have to do something. Yukta Asita Matparaha, to keep your mind in me. As you know, Shankaracharya said that Yukta Asita Matparaha means, Aham Paraha Yasya means for a person whose mind is focused on self only, Atman only, which is ever existent, which is everywhere, which is Parabrahman only. Think that you are that and there is nothing else. That is Shankaracharya's view. But here Yukta Asita Matparaha says, Madhvacharya says, keep me as your Lord. Swami Bhritya Bhava. That is Lord Krishna or Vishnu is the Lord and you are a servant. That's all. Only then your mind will be in safety. Or what happens? Like how a boat is pushed hither and thither by winds, the mind will will be led by sense attractions, and this person will go to hell. Just like how such a boat can go and get into an accident in a rocky shore somewhere or something like that. So don't let this happen is his view. Yanisha sarvabhutanam yasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato munehe. That is taken as, see, different adhikaris, slightly differently here. Different adhikaris, so Devatas are the highest adhikaris. Adhikaris are eligibility, that they have the more capability to do upasana or meditation on the Lord. Like Vayu, Indra and all those Devatas. According to them, Vayu is the highest, Vayu is next to Sri Hari. So Vayu is the purest Devata in a way. Prana Devata they call, Prana Devaru they call. So those Devatas, the highest adhikaris, do not, they focus only on the Lord. And they don't know the existence of the rest of the world, like Prakritika, ordinary world, they don't understand. Like the ordinary world is like darkness for them. So in the other bhashyas, like Shankara Ramanuja bhashyas, Yani Shastra Bhutanam is taken as yogi is in a different world. and he sees the different world, and he does not see this ordinary world. But they have here in Madhvacharya, what they say is based on the different adhikaris, eligibility. Devatas are the purest ones. They see only Lord and they don't see this external world. But there are lower deities that are Abhimani Devatas. Abhimani Devatas, I mean, it could be like some Devata, you can take it as Ashwini Devata or some other Devatas. Those Devatas, Agni may be the lower Devata. And these Devatas can see both matter and God. So, and these Devatas are in our body, like of the power of digestion, the power of different things which happen in our body. All these things are controlled by Devatas. Think about how the heart is pumping the blood continuously, and we are not doing anything about it. It's just nature. So these Devatas are in action. They are helping us. So these Devatas can see Lord Sri Hari as well as matter. So according to Madhvacharya, this shows that the world is real. People who realize God, according to Shankaracharya, if you realize Brahman, you don't see the world, because world will vaporize away, like how the camphor burns itself and then goes away. Once Ajnana goes, once the ignorance goes away, only Brahmajnana or Brahmajnana is there, or realization of Parabrahman is there, according to Shankaracharya. For Madhvacharya says, no, look at this. There are some Abhimani Devatas who are sitting in this body. They can see both Lord Sri Hari and matter. If they're seeing both, that means that both are real. God is also real. Matter is also real. You don't have to think about this mithya or unreality, illusion of the universe. All these things are wrong, according to Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya focuses on reality, separation between every soul and matter, separation between souls, and the Panchabheda doctrine we talked about earlier. So even in the analogy Apuryamana Machala Pravishtam Samudram Apa Pravishanti Advait, this is the analogy of rivers joining the ocean, and the ocean doesn't get disturbed. What they say is, look, Jnani, who is very mature person, also gets sensual attractions. He will have minor sensual attractions, but that will not disturb him. So even for the most powerful Jnani, sensual attractions still can bother him a little bit. And he could seize, temporarily he could lose the sight of Lord Maha-Vishnu. So otherwise, in the highest state, he can be realizing Maha-Vishnu all the time. This is sort of not so different in the other systems, but Madhvacharya wants to stress on the difference between Jeeva and Paramatma very seriously. For the other acharyas, such difference is slightly lower in the sense that it will eventually go. Prarabdha karma, another important point Madhvacharya makes is, what is Prarabdha karma? Prarabdha karma is something which is already in action. That means you will not be able to avoid, nobody is able to avoid the Prarabdha. Because of the Prarabdha, people get future lives, and in this life, whatever has to happen will happen, right? But the amount of Prarabdha karma is very high for the elevated souls. The elevated souls are like Chaturmukha Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma, the four-faced Brahma, is supposed to live for kalpas. That is like, 311 trillion years or something like that is the life of Chaturmukha Brahma. Why does he live for so long? Means because he has so much of Prarabdha karma to burn away. But that doesn't mean he is a bad person, or he is the worst of the people or something like that. He will get a higher level of moksha because he is meditating on the Lord forever. But he will never become Lord himself. There is a marked difference. Even after attaining moksha, a Brahma can only be a separate entity and still experience Lord Maha-Vishnu as a separate entity. Moksha has taratamya in the Madhvacharya. That means Devatas have lower Prarabdha karma than Chaturmukha Brahma. They will attain a lower level of moksha. People will attain another even lower level of moksha. So in moksha, there's a degradation in moksha. Not everybody's moksha is same, according to Madhvacharya. And why do we need such people? Like even like Narada or Shuka or anybody. They are very high level of beings. Such beings come to this world here and there to uplift the rest of humanity, rest of the people, and bless others to become purified in their lives, and eventually attain the divine lotus feet of Maha-Vishnu. That is the reason for it. And another thing is, remembrance of Lord Mahavishnu, Narayana, at the end of life is very important. So it's known as Antyakala Smritihi, Antima Smritihi, right? Antima Smritihi is even in Ramanujacharya's conversation, Tirukachinambi's conversation with Lord Varadaraja, is the Antima Smriti Varjanam or something. You don't have to remember Lord Vishnu while dying, because once you have surrendered to me, Lord Himself will make sure that you will get Antima Smriti. So at the death, He will make sure that you will remember Mahavishnu. Sri Hari. For us, we take both Sri and Vishnu together. So Sri Hari. So in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, once if somebody does Sharanagati or Prapati, Lord says that He will take care of the Antima Smriti, that is the final remembrance of the Lord will be taken care by Mahavishnu, because such a responsibility is given up to Mahavishnu. Such is not possible according to Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is, even for the most elevated beings, while dying, they may forget for a moment Mahavishnu due to Prarabdha karmas or a different kind of karmas. So they have to come up and take different janmas again. They have to come back to life again. So in Madhvacharya, the leniency is taken out. It's karma is hard. That's why it is. It's very hard. So if you think about it, there are what do you call? So sampradayas differ in their views, but there are enough number of passages which support Madhvacharya, saying that yes, it's very hard. It's not easy to attain. Just because of half a lie told by Dharmaraja, he has to come back to life or something like that. He goes to Naraka or something like that for a half lie. So truth is important. See, this is a complex thing. Eventually, we'll figure out. I don't know how to understand these two differences between acharyas. But what Madhvacharya is reminding us, that don't take it for granted. It's very hard. That is the message of Madhvacharya. Even for one moment during death, if one does not have the thoughts of Lord Vishnu, that person will have to come back. Even Jnanis do come back due to this issue. This is a summary, and Madhvacharya says, you better get to work. Worship is important, and start now. Is the message of Madhvacharya. Some people think that a jnani can burn up all his sins by taking hundreds of shariras, like how Saubhari Rishi, it seems, took 100 bodies and then married 100 people, and then so that he can burn off his karmas very quickly, and he doesn't have to take 100 serially one after the other janmas, but he can finish up 100 lives in one shot. That was how Saubhari did it seems. But Madhvacharya disagrees and says that even for the greatest of the jnanis, you cannot take multiple shariras and burn it up. It's not possible. So it says even for the greatest of the jnanis like Rudra, he is supposed to be born again as Ananta or Shesha, or the Ananta Shayanam, we call it, right? Shesha. And that such a person has to be born as Shesha for several janmas or something, then finally attain moksha. So if this is the case with Rudra, what to talk about the other people? So Madhva Sampradaya also uniquely brings some very, very different pramanas, scriptural evidences from Paingi Shruti and Narayana Kalpa, Narayana Ashtakshara Kalpa. Some of them even other acharyas refer to here and there. That is, may not be the main acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, but later acharyas have mentioned some of the Shrutis. But some Shrutis mentioned by Madhva Sampradaya are very unique, very different from how the other Sampradayas. Finally, what does Brahma Nirvana mean for Madhvacharya? Brahma Nirvana means Nirvana Brahma. Nirvana Brahma means Prakrita Sharira Rahita Brahma. That is Brahman without any. Prakrita Sharira means material body. Brahman has only spiritual body. Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat, like what you call, like the hue of the sun, golden in color, beyond all the tamas or ignorance. That Lord Maha-Vishnu has a divine form. So that's what Madhvacharya says. So for Madhvacharya, the Brahman having form is very, very important. The formless aspect, I don't think he stresses any much at all. And maybe he stresses here and there, that I'll have to check properly how he deals with the formlessness, that we will see in the eventual chapters. So attainment of Vishnu is Brahma Nirvana for Madhvacharya. Even the attainment of Chaturmukha Brahma, the four-faced Brahma, is not correct, is not important, because that Chaturmukha Brahma has a material body. Only Lord Mahavishnu has a spiritual body, according to Madhvacharya, which is sort of similar to Ramanuja Sampradaya. Upasamharati Esha, this is a summary here. Brahmi Sthiti, Brahma Vishya Sthiti Lakshana. Brahmi Sthiti means attainment of Lord Hari. If one does not belong, remember in the last moment about this wonderful form of Mahavishnu, that person will be born again. So this we have already covered here. Nirvana means without any material body, or having Sahasra Shirsha Purusha means like thousands of heads Lord Mahavishnu has, like a Vishwarupa or something. That is okay, because that is a spiritual body. So we have covered the second chapter according to Madhva. Now I will stop sharing and come back to. So please let me know if you have any particular question regarding the second chapter. Whatever questions, now we have finished the second chapter according to what we had planned, that is 3 acharyas. So if you have any questions, you can ask. You can also ask question through email or telegram. In any way you can ask whatever. So this is the right time to ask any questions you have in the first 2 chapters, and we will take up the answers to those questions later. If you have any live questions, you can ask now.
No questions at this point, Swami.
Okay, then we'll stop this class today, and then we'll continue next week. And hopefully people will think of some questions if they have, and then send me via email or telegram. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarvagurubhyo Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Harvadana Parabrahmane Namaha.